The 2024 NFL playoffs are finally here on their way. We're going to start predicting from the wild card all the way to the Super Bowl. Our first matchup, the Cleveland Browns versus the Houston Texans. The Cleveland Browns have clinched the playoffs for the first time since 2020, where they beat Pittsburgh but lost to Kansas City. Cleveland is thriving, but they're heading to Houston to face the AFC South champions in NRG Stadium, the Houston Texans. Joe Flacco has resurged this team to an 11-6 record, ever forgetting about Deshaun Watson. And that Browns defense is number one in the league. The Texans are led by rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud. The Texans faithful are going to shout and be loud. The Browns defense is going to quiet them down. Final score, Cleveland 30, Houston 28. Next up, we have the Miami Dolphins traveling to Kansas City to face the Kansas City Chiefs. This is going to be one of the coldest games in NFL history postseason-wise. It is supposed to feel a wind chill of negative 30 degrees. Miami actually faced Kansas City earlier this year in Munich, Germany, where they lost 21-14, I believe. This time, Miami is no longer going to be in the nice sun. They are going to be in the frigid cold. And that is just going to stop that offense, especially the Chiefs' top 5 defense. And you can't count out Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Final score, Kansas City 20, Miami 13. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers going to Buffalo to face the Buffalo Bills. This one's just going to be a quick one because if you ask me, they could make it close, but Steelers stand no chance, especially now with TJ Watt out. So, this is a quick one. Final score, Buffalo 35, Pittsburgh 16. Next up, NFC wildcard. We have the 7th seed Green Bay Packers heading to Dallas to face the 2nd seed Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott kept his promise this year by saying he'd throw less than 10 interceptions, which he did, only throwing 9. CeeDee Lamb set the record for most receiving yards and receptions in Dallas Cowboys history in a single season. And the Cowboys defense, especially Darren Bland, who made the NFL record for most pick sixes in a season with 7. Jordan Love could make this a competitive one, but I got Dallas winning this one fairly easy. Final score, Dallas 38, Green Bay 24. Next up, we have one of the most anticipated games this weekend. Matthew Stafford returns home to Detroit in Ford Field, where he takes on the NFC North champions, the Detroit Lions, for the first time since the 1990s. He's led with wide receivers Cooper Kupp and star rookie wide receiver Puka Nacua. It should be an entire shootout. However, due to the Lions' terrible secondary, I have some bad news for you, Lions fans. The streak's going to continue on as I have the Rams beating the Lions in overtime. Give me the Rams 27 to Detroit's 21. And on our final game of Wild Card Weekend on Monday night, we have the Philadelphia Eagles facing off against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles have just been looking like straight trash as of lately. While the Buccaneers are not the best team in the league, however, not long ago, I think like an hour ago, A.J. Brown was reported to not be playing against Tampa Bay, so that's kind of the final nail in the coffin for Philadelphia. So I got Tampa beating Philadelphia by a score of 24-20. Now for the divisional playoffs. First up, Cleveland Browns at Baltimore Ravens. Joe Flacco is returning to Baltimore, the team where he won his first and only Super Bowl. But now, this time, he faces Lamar Jackson and a dangerous Ravens offense. While Joe Flacco has been amazing this season, there is one problem, and that is his interception problem. And with the Ravens' 3 Pro Bowlers, especially Geno Stone and head coach John Harbaugh, I think the Ravens will capitalize on his mistakes, and they will move on to the AFC Championship game. Give me Baltimore to beat Cleveland by a final score of 31-23. Next up, we have an NFC West rivalry between the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. Brock Purdy and the 49ers defense has owned the Los Angeles Rams beating them 14 out of their last 21 meetings. I think it'll continue in this one. The Rams can keep it close by one score, but they will still lose. Final score, San Francisco 28, Los Angeles 21. Next up, we have an exciting one. We have the Kansas City Chiefs once again facing the Buffalo Bills. The Bills and the Chiefs have met each other in the last time in the divisional round in the 2021 NFL playoffs, where the Buffalo Bills lost in an overtime thriller 42-36, and before then they lost in the 2020 AFC Championship 38-24. This game will have one significant difference. Instead of being in Kansas City, this game will be at Buffalo, and I think that will turn the tide for Buffalo, and Buffalo will finally beat Kansas City in the postseason and head to Baltimore. Final score, Buffalo 27, Kansas City 17. Our last matchup of the divisional round is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Dallas. This one should be easy for Dallas, and as much as I want Baker Mayfield to win, because he kind of reminds me of The Miz from the WWE, just a guy who likes to have fun. However, you do have the Dallas defense, who is like every other single pro famous wrestler who can crack your skull in 5 seconds. I think Tampa will be able to score on some opportunities against Dallas, but I think Dallas will usually have it easy. I got Dallas winning 35 to Tampa Bay's 19. Now we have championship weekend. Let's start with the AFC Championship between the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. It's a battle of the 2018 draft class as 7th overall pick Josh Allen. The Buffalo Bills face off against 32nd picked overall Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. These two last face each other in the postseason in the 2020 divisional round, where Buffalo pulled out the win in Buffalo. But this time, Lamar Jackson has gotten more experience, and the Bills, and sometimes Josh Allen can either look like the greatest QB of all time, or he can look like the dumbest QB of all time. I think with this Ravens defense, he will look like the dumbest QB of all time with some how the hell did this happen interceptions. I got the Ravens advancing to the Super Bowl with a final score of Baltimore 24, Buffalo 17. Next up, the NFC Championship between the Dallas Cowboys and the 49ers. The 49ers and Dallas Cowboys have met in the past 2 postseasons. San Francisco always coming out on top. Will this one be better? In the words of Tim Finn, not even close. The 49ers will stomp the Cowboys in embarrassingly easy fashion. I got San Francisco winning by a score of 41 to Dallas 16. Now, the stage is set. Las Vegas, February 11th, 6:30 p.m., CBS, Usher halftime show. AFC champions, Baltimore Ravens, versus NFC champions, San Francisco 49ers. These two teams have looked like the best teams in the NFL all season. And it was kind of inevitable that these two would meet up again, despite the Christmas game. Will San Francisco get revenge on their ruined Christmas? Or will Baltimore once again prove to the world that Lamar Jackson is more than just an MVP? Is he a Super Bowl MVP? The answer is yes. Yes, 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 yes. I got the Baltimore Ravens winning their 3rd Super Bowl title in 22 years. First one against the Giants in Super Bowl 35 by a score of 35-7. Second one in Super Bowl 47, coincidentally against the 49ers, with a final score of 31. And this year in Vegas, Baltimore beat San Francisco 34-20. Look, I think Brock Purdy is a great quarterback. Maybe even the best in the NFC. I would not be shocked. He could definitely win the MVP next year. But the Baltimore defense is going to be too much because of one word. Interceptions. This Baltimore defense is dangerous. If Brock Purdy couldn't stop them, I don't know if anyone can. And remember, folks, defense wins championships. I got Baltimore beating San Francisco 34-20. Lamar Jackson winning Super Bowl MVP. And that is my entire bracket. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I'll see you guys sometime. Definitely in the future. I'm not going to disappear for like 3 months. I definitely will be back. Maybe with some theories. Maybe with some more sports predictions. I don't know. We'll see how it happens. But until then, I'm Nathan Dodd. And I just figured out how to move up my armrests. And you've been watching SPCYT. Thank you for watching.